RIP to the Levite Ashanti meme. Yeah, what's going on, party people? The place to be. I go by the name of the BK Apologist, transmitting all the way live. New York is the city, Brooklyn is the borough. What's good? What's popping? Hope everybody's having a good time, a good day. Gotta say what's up to the king of all mods, Nate 2D2 in the building. It's good to see you as always. And as always, if you have yet already, please like, share, and subscribe. I am 190 subs away from reaching 5,000. So if you've been lurking in the bushes for a while and haven't committed to subscribing, please do so. It costs you nothing. And I would really appreciate and be encouraged by you hitting that subscribe button. And if you are also appreciating of what BK does, you can show your support via PayPal with the link that's pinned on top of the chat. Or if you'd like to be a monthly supporter of BK, you can become a Patreon where you get an assortment of goodies to enhance your personal Bible study. So, we're always here to, fact check and provide as much truth as possible. And, one of the great ways that people can actually transmit and convey messages has been something that is very replete throughout the interwebs, and that's the meme, right? The small little picture that has information on it. You could quickly spread it throughout, the internet, and you could give, it could be jokes, it could be, a quote from a famous movie. So it's a very easy way to transmit information. It's also a very good way of transmitting bad information or incorrect information. So what I would like to do is to correct a particular meme. It's the Levite Ashanti meme, right? Now, what I'm talking about. You've seen stuff like this, variations of this particular topic in these different memes, right? That the Ashanti on your right is a derivative or a descendant from the Levitical priesthood. That it's proof of African Israelites on the continent. Now, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Are they people of Semitic lineage that are also of African heritage? Absolutely. That's not the question here. No problem with that. Now, if you're going to tell me that every African that came off those slave ships are direct descendants of the 12 tribes, then yes, I will have a problem with that. But the idea that there are those of us, black and brown, who might have some Semitic ancestry, yes, I think that's very probable. Very probable, right? It's just how we try to prove that connection is the issue I'm having. And particularly with these types of memes, right? Here's another meme right here, right? This is from the Israel of God, the Ashanti king wearing the Israelite breastplate of the 12 tribes of Israel. Which is interesting, right? Because when you look at the Torah, it wasn't the kings that wore the ephod, right? It was the priests. Now, Jesus is our priest and king, right? But that's not who we're talking about, right? So it was the priests that wore the ephod, these plates, right? And again, they're making this connection with this sketch, this drawing that you see on your right. And here's the sketch in question here. There's the actual sketch that these memes get their picture from. Okay. And when you look at the bottom of the picture, it tells you exactly when and where, right? It's called the Ashanti War. Ashanti ambassadors crossing the Pra in 1874, right? This is by photo by Universal History Archive, Universal Images Group via Getty Images, right? So this is from the early, well, mid to late 1900s. And they're not priests and they're not kings. They're called ambassadors, right? I could stop right now with just that, but we're going to continue to get some deeper understanding of who that individual that we see sitting right on that raft as they go. Right, what is if he's not a king or a priest? Well, then what exactly is his office? What is he doing? All right. So this is from the Kumasi and Magdala, the story of two British campaigns in Africa by Henry M. Stanley. Right. The lieutenant, however, contrived to calm the gesticulative pantomime and to induce the small party of Ashantis to come forward when he was told by a small, stoutly formed Ashanti, wearing a large, square, gold plated badge on his breast, that he was the town crier of the Ashanti capital, come upon an errand from the king to the English chief, that his companions, at least 6 of them, were sent with him to see that he did his duty. So that's who the individual is being that we see in that sketch. It's not a king, it's not a priest. It is the town crier running an errand for the king. All right. The king of Ashanti is a young man, 35 or 36 years old, strongly pitted with traces of smallpox, possessing some natural ability, which, however, has been warped by the uh, asodious and constant flattery of his trembling subjects. The adulatory cries of the town crier of the capital are more than sufficient to transform any man, white or black, into a vain despot. They are generally in the strain of, O king, thou art the king above all kings. Thou art great. Thou art mighty. Thou art strong. Thou hast done enough. The princes of the earth bow down to thee and humble themselves to the dust before the stool. Who is like unto the king of all the Ashantis? That was the job of the town crier. So basically to big up and to flatter and tell the entire, kingdom of how amazing the actual king of Ashanti was. He's not a Levite, not a king. He's a messenger errand boy for the king. All right. So this is from engaging Ashanti in the 21st century, and it talks about the couriers, the court criers. Right, it's a compound word and refers to the special gold-plated hat they wear. Remember, this is the modern now. We're now in the modern. Before we was in the late 1900s, we're talking about the modern criers that we see from the Ashanti. And the message is that they deliver to individuals, chiefs, and the general public. Right? They are primarily messengers who perform this role with courier swords. As noted previously in our description, it is said that in the past, the final decision to embark on war depended to a larger extent on the mutilations they endure from their errands. Due to this, they are referred to as the Kurakose Nanoman. They deliver verbatim whatever message they are given. So these are messengers, right? Important messengers, but messengers nevertheless. And now, instead of having the gold plate on their breast, they wear it on their hats. So we see the evolution here, where we see in the late 1900s, they wore it on around their necks. But now, the modern day Ashanti messenger wears the gold plate on top of his head. And to get a closer look at it, here are two hats, gold-plated hats that we see here. All right, so that's what's going on here. So There we go. So there we have it. You know, that meme is given misinformation. That particular Ashanti person, not a Levite priest, not even a king. It's the town crier. He is a messenger that runs errands and verbatim says messages on behalf of the king. All right. So the next time that you see someone post this meme, please feel free to post this video to explain to them that this is not the case. Now, again, am I saying that there were no Israelites in the continent of Africa? No, I believe they were. I believe that there are people of African descent who have Semitic ancestry throughout the diaspora. I believe that 100% as well. What I'm saying is, for you to prove certain things, you got to use accurate information. And in this case, that's not what's happening here. All right? It's parallelomania. You know, he's wearing a gold plate. The Levites wore a plate. Therefore, there's a connection, and that's not logical, right? It's understandable, but it's not logical. So that's it, guys. You know, this meme is giving us misinformation. It is not a Levite. It's not even king. It's the town crier, the messenger for the king of Ashanti. So with that, guys, I'm out of here. I just wanted to share that with you real quick. So peace.